Hello, hello, hello again, and welcome back to Ingrediology. How you doing, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you. Thank you so much for being here. And it's been a minute. It's been a minute, admittedly. I know I've been gone for like a month at this point. I will tell you all about this here very soon. Okay, we're gonna get into this here on the live stream today. We've got an exciting meal for you this afternoon. It's Shrimp Fra Diavolo. Now, if you're not familiar with Shrimp Fra Diavolo, it is a spicy shrimp and a fire roasted tomato sauce served over top of spaghetti. You could do other pastas, but we're gonna be using spaghetti, and most typically you see it as spaghetti. But how are you guys? How are you doing, chat? Thank you so much for showing up here right at the beginning. I know I saw Zeus-alicious, I am assuming, is Zeus Canonis. It's good to see you again. And Random Bathome. We got Connor, the only deaf guy. I'm just kidding. I know it's Random B at home, all right? But shout out for the only deaf guy who's a fellow streamer here on Twitch, as well as B. Are you still streaming? Or, I don't know. I haven't seen you in a minute. But go follow both of these people, Random B at home and the only deaf guy. I appreciate you so much, as well as our mod, one of our mods, Snake Eye DIY, also a streamer here on the platform. So it's so good to see you. Hello to our YouTube and our Facebook friends joining us here today on those platforms as well. We do multi-streaming here on Ingrediology because, you know, we fancy like that. But yeah, we are doing pretty good. So what are you all up to? Connor, I hope you had a great stream, a great kickoff to your stream this morning. Were you doing it today? I know I'm never on Twitch anymore, guys. I'm just busy as all get out. But yeah. So before we get started, I'm gonna open up a beer and everything. But how are you guys? Shout out in chat if you're here. You guys are being exceedingly quiet today. It's like teaching a Tastemade stream. None of y'all are chatting. Bop, bop, bop. Is my mic working? Yeah, my mic's working. We're good. Let's see, new developments here in the Shear household. Oh, better unplug this. Unplug it without moving it off its wheels. There we go. Shit. Okay, good. I thought the end of the iPhone charger had just gone in the cat's water bowl, so that could have been a problem. That could have shorted out the whole house and shut down the stream. Chef, your son is watching. K-Money, thank you so much for bringing Remy in front of the television. Hi, Remy. How you doing, buddy? Are you just like, what's going on? How'd Dada get in the box? So yeah, the past month. What's been going on here in the past month? I mean, a lot of things. The last stream that we did was the short ribs, I believe, and that was a fun one. I'm working on the YouTube video for that right now. But we had the opportunity to go back to Indiana to do a little bit of a family reunion. We hung out with Megan's brother back in Indianapolis. We were able to see my mom later in that weekend as well. She's about 2 hours north of Indy, it was great to be able to take Remy up to the lake for the first time because they have a little lake cottage up there. It was his first flight. So he did amazing. I mean, we were a little concerned, but we over-prepared. You should have seen the baby bag that we packed for this entire trip. Mr. Fabrizio, hey there, how you doing? Right back at you, gorgeous. What's up? What you been up to? Dirk Kirch, hey, Dirk Kirch, good to see you. Now, I was over in your neck of the woods because you're also a Hoosier as well, my friend. But we got the opportunity to go to the Indianapolis 500 over the Memorial Day weekend. Is that right, Memorial Day? I always confuse Memorial Day and Labor Day. But it was awesome. I'll have to post some videos of the race and whatnot. I've been the absolute worst content creator here over the past month. Please accept my humblest apologies. I'm just a guy, and we're trying to make this work with the live streaming and the YouTube videos, and also having to travel in the summer, getting kicked off and everything. But it was awesome. It was like a full 3 days. Kevin drove the RV out to Indianapolis, and we flew about a day or two later. And it was nice to have like a little base camp out there at the track. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the Indianapolis 500, it is the largest sporting event by numerical count of people in the world. There was 325,000 people that weekend at the track, and it's insane to see that number of people together. Oh man, yeah, it's Memorial Day. Okay, heard Memorial Day. I heard it was packed this year. I think it was the second, if not the largest turnout for the Indianapolis 500. You know, it was awesome. We ate a bunch of great food. We camped out next to the track in the RV. It was nice to have a base camp there, but it was so loud. I mean, it's like standing on the tarmac out at an airport, just because everything just reverberates with the sound of these cars. I don't know if you guys have ever been to an IndyCar, Formula One. I imagine NASCAR is probably just as loud, but my dumbass didn't bring my headphones. You know, my big white Bose headphones that I have. I didn't bring those. I left them in the RV, and I was thinking, you know what? Maybe I should bring those. I was walking out, and I was like, they should probably just stay here. And I was regretting it, because they have some amazing seats. Kevin and the family have seats that are right on the line, like just right there, and it's up a little bit in the section, so it's covered, so there's no sun in that area. But we were all over the place because we have a bunch of friends back in Indianapolis, so we knew people who had gone to the race, people who were tailgating for the day out in various areas of this whole complex. It's something like 200 acres of land, but it's like concerts in one area, and then food trucks in another area, and then you have the stadium itself and the main drag of the track. It was an incredible experience, so thank you to Kevin for taking me and showing us a really good time. Yeah. All good for Remy's first trip. It was quite the experience. Then we get back, right? Siguric, Randy, what's up, buddy? Wow, what is new in Greedyology channel on Twitch I've never seen before? Oh my gosh, well, welcome in, my friend. Actually, I gotta give Randy a little bit of a shout out right here, Siguric, because he's helping me out with a graphic that I need for one of my YouTube videos to finish up the short ribs thing. I'm trying to improve the editing process and the quality of the videos each time, so I'm diving real deep into After Effects, and I'm working on this graph animation explaining the different kinds of roux and the cooking time and their effects on thickening power and whatnot. It's one of those things where, like, I spend 6 or 7 hours working on this thing, and it's only like a 10-second piece of the video, but you'll learn something new as we go. So shout out Siguric. Oh, you were in the grandstand? Super loud. I know, it was so loud to Kirch. I like I said, I was regretting not having worn my noise-canceling headphones because it was stupid. You get a headache after a little while, and I, despite looking like a complete wuss, I sat there for a little bit with my fingers in my ears because I'm like, there's no way this is not damaging me. There's no way that I'm leaving here with the exact same amount of hearing that I came in with, but all in all, still great. I'll just remember that for next year. Redneck Snake, I was redneck banned? Redneck wasn't an allowed term here on the channel? That's weird. And what did we bring home from the redneck swimming pool, Logan? I know, it was, well, that's what I'm getting to here next was, so we land back on Thursday, like afternoon, evening, we get done with the flight. And then Friday afternoon, the next day, Kevin and Kathy were still not back because they're driving, like we said, so we left a little bit earlier than them. And I had the shakes and muscle cramps and all sorts of weird stuff going on the whole afternoon. Like my back was really tight and my neck was just like, oh God, I could just use a massage. And that night I ended up sleeping about 90 minutes total, the entire night. I was up the whole time just shaking and shivering and moaning and probably keeping Megan up at the same time. But I thought to myself, because I take an ADHD medication, Concerta, and it's basically legal meth, if we're gonna be honest about it. And I thought, oh wow, I must have taken a dose in the morning and then forgotten I'd taken it and taken a second one and just like double dosed myself for the day, because it's pretty similar symptoms. Like that's what happens when you take too much. It's like, oh, you're just like angry all the time. But I took a COVID test the next day just in case, and I had the Rona. And that's what means by the redneck swimming pool. So it was not pleasant. It hit me the hardest. I was down, like in bed and in isolation for about 5 days. But Remy tested positive on Saturday, and I think everyone else was negative until about Monday, and then slowly Kevin, then Kathy, then Megan tested positive, and they didn't have it. They were asymptomatic. Luckily, Megan got kind of sick, but I was just bedridden for about 5 days, and then for the next week after that, I was still just really tired, run out of energy super quick. I've not had COVID for the past 2 years. This was my first experience with the Rona this entire time, so thankfully. I did lose my sense of taste for a little while, and that was scary because, being a chef, I kind of need that, right? That's what I feared the most, because I've heard of people losing their sense of taste for months, and I'm like, I can't do that. I didn't have too much congestion and everything, but I was just exhausted. Like an hour of just being up and walking around or taking care of Remy just wiped me, and I needed to go lay down and take a nap. And so That's the long story, the long version of why I've not been around for about a month, because it was a trip and then compounded with me being all COVID sick. And even last week, I know we were supposed to go live again last week, but I got to Wednesday and I was like, I still don't feel up to it. Like I could have, but it would have been pretty miserable and I would have been low energy and everything. But I've been getting back into the rowing, the running, the working out, and just taking care of my body again, and I'm feeling much better. So thank you to all those who reached out. Blob, welcome in. What's up, Blob? It's good to see you. It's been a minute. Happy Wednesday to you, my friend. For those of you who are just joining us here on the channel, we are making Shrimp Fra Diavolo today. Now, this is a spicy shrimp dish in a fire-roasted tomato sauce. As a matter of fact, let's just go over the ingredients right now, why don't we? Oh, well, first I should click into OBS, and then I should do boop, boop, and then I can hit 7. Bam, all right. Please go the other, yes, thank you. Nope, 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 nope. What is going on? Uh-oh, sorry guys. This is weird. Okay, what we got here? We got about a pound of 2630 P&D'd tail-on shrimp, a little bit of salt. We're gonna be using about a teaspoon of that, about a teaspoon of red chili flakes right here. We got a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, 1 white onion, which we are gonna be dicing small. We've got 5 garlic cloves hanging out here, which are going to be minced, a cup of white wine. Now for the white wine, I am using Sauv Blanc. You want a dry white wine for this application. Then we have our fire roasted tomatoes. These are canned, already diced. You can find many different brands that carry this style of tomato, from Hunt's to, you know, whoever else. And then we have tomato paste, some oregano and black pepper we're gonna be adding here in the end, as well as some parsley. I think the battery's out on this. Is this? What is going on? Sorry guys, I'm having some technical difficulties. I tested everything out here before stream. Okay, all right. Maybe it just needed turned off and turned on again, because the remote seems to be working just fine. There you go. That's right, DeKirch. And to remind everybody watching, we already have this recipe guide up on the website for you. It's got the nutritional information, all the equipment you're going to need to use, as well as the recipe itself on top of that. So go ahead and hit !recipe or !menu if you want to avail yourself of that resource that we provide you all guys for free. Yes, yes, yes. But it's fairly straightforward. It's fairly simple, everybody. Now, I want to talk specifically about the, let's clear all this out here first, right? I want to show you the kind of shrimp, because I said a couple of things in there that might have flown over a few people's heads, and that's fine. But these shrimp are P&D. Now, what does P&D stand for? P&D stands for peeled and deveined, okay? Meaning that the shell has been taken off the outside, and then the mud vein, the poo, has all been removed from our shrimpies today. And then the 2630. Now, I said 2 numbers right there. 2630 refers to the size of the shrimp. That means there's 26 to 30 shrimp per pound. All right, that's on average. And so what that means is the lower the number, the bigger the shrimp. So like a U12 or under 12 per pound, each of those shrimp is going to be over an ounce a piece in weight. If that makes sense. And then as you go up in numbers, like popcorn shrimp is a 55-60 shrimp. All right, does that make sense? Is that helping you out? So we got a pound of these down here on the board. So these are our P&D shrimp. You can see the shell has been taken off the body itself, but leaving the tail intact. And then they've also been deveined, so they don't have any poo in them. All right. So this is the 2630 P&D. Okay. My, aren't you guys quiet today? Everyone having a good Wednesday? What you been up to? Now, the first thing we're gonna want to do is get our onion and our garlic No, that's not the first thing we're gonna do. We're actually gonna work with our shrimp first. The shrimp need to get some salt as well as some chili flakes on them, and then they just need to sit before we go into cooking them. So I'm gonna glove up here real quick. Blob, what kind of mischief have you been getting into, my friend? Have you seen Nicole lately? I know you hang out over on Nicole's stream quite often, so. How's Nicole? I've been totally out of the loop. So many things have been going on while I've been over here just doing my own thing. Kanara and Bubs got to be on Food Beast. Big ol' congratulations to Bubs, by the way. I saw that he won. I didn't get to watch the episode itself, but that's really neat. That's good for him, because I know, was that his first appearance? I think that was his first appearance there on Food Beast. Some red pepper flakes, about a teaspoon's worth. And this is what's gonna give that kick, that nice little spice to our shrimpies there in the pan. Now, if you like it spicy, you can obviously use more. But I also have to remember that I've got some people in the house who aren't too big of fans of spice. That's, Kathy, I'm talking about you, okay? I'm talking about you specifically. If you're just joining us here on Ingrediology, everybody, welcome to the stream. My name's Logan. I'm a chef instructor out of Denver, Colorado, and I'm happy to be joining you here. We're doing Shrimp Fra Diavolo today. Don't feel free to jump in, ask any questions you got while we're making our recipe this afternoon. We are just getting some salt and some red pepper flakes onto our shrimp. Now, after we've got this tossed and thoroughly coated, I'm gonna give it just another pinch of salt. Just another little pinch of salt. We're gonna set these off to the side after I'm done tossing these together. And then we can move on to dicing our onion and mincing our garlic. How's that sound? Ah. Hey, happy Wednesday to you all. Welcome, welcome. Anybody drinking? Anybody having a drink, a nice little cocktail, an afternoon pick-me-up? Personally, I'm having this Bear Lake blueberry wheat. So this is brewed up in the mountains here in Colorado. Not sponsored, just enjoying it. This is something random that Kevin picked up while we were watching the Avs game the other night with my buddy. Speaking of which, anybody watching the NHL playoffs? I did. I'm very excited about the Avalanche, although their last showing down in Tampa Bay was not the greatest. It wasn't the greatest, not my favorite, but you know, that's bound to happen. You can't be running over teams all the time, I suppose. All right, let's get this thing. Hey, Darth, what's up? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the stream, my friend. What have you been up to, Darth? I know it's been a minute. I explained this to everybody earlier, but basically I've been gone for about a month because I was up in Indianapolis. Over in Indianapolis? It's funny, when you look at the map, Indianapolis and Denver, Colorado are almost exactly the same latitude. Very different weather, though. But we went back for the Indy 500 over Memorial Day, and then when we got back, we've had COVID for like 10 days. So, not a lot getting done here around the house. I hope you all are staying well. I know there's been a bit of a resurgence. There's quite a few people I know who have come down with the Rona here lately. I'm getting my chicken ready for the grill. What are you making tonight, Snake Eye? What's that chicken gonna be going in? We're just dicing this onion up, everybody, so go ahead and take that first layer of skin off the outside. If you're lazy like me, you can just take that first real layer of flesh and save yourself the time of having to pick all that stuff out. Now we want a small dice, everybody. So a small dice is 1/4 of an inch by 1/4 of an inch by 1/4 of an inch. So a dice is a cube. We're just doing a little rainbow cut here on the onion. Y'all see me do a rainbow cut before. Just moving around the outside of our onion. Always facing towards the center. So that way, this is in one piece because I haven't gone through this last ½ inch. To give you guys the side view, this is what I'm doing. I'm keeping the knife about 1/4 of an inch away from the root itself. Okay? So, then we're just able to go back and our nice dice out of here. I'm gonna need a bowl for this. Jane Henry, can we get a shout out for Jane Henry, please? Jane, how are you? It's good to see you, my dear. Just a whole chicken, probably a dill pickle salad on the side. Snake Eye, what is a dill pickle salad? I do love pickles, but you've been known to make some, let's just say interesting dishes from time to time. I'm thinking the goldfish cereal. You know, well, maybe this onion is too big. My onion is too big. Hanging out and trying not to hate on this heat wave. I know. Well, you guys are getting it over in the east. I think you're towards the east, aren't you, Jane? Or maybe I'm mistaken. But we got it last week. It was record high temperatures last week in Denver. So much to the point where we actually went out and bought one of those floor-size air conditioning units to put up in the loft, because our upstairs was just it was like 10 degrees hotter upstairs, but then the air conditioner would run and it would sense that it was cold down like on the main floor, because that's where the thermostat is, and it would just shut off. So it'd be like 80 upstairs, but then it'd be 65 down in the basement. So we bought another air conditioning unit to even things out. Oh, you're in California. Well, California's just in a constant heat wave nowadays, aren't they? It's the dill pickle salad from Costco. Nothing crazy. I've never even heard of that. Is it just dill pickles, or is there like pasta in there? Is it like an egg salad filled with dill pickles? I'm having trouble picturing this. I've never bought dill pickle salad from Costco. Anybody else vouch for Costco's dill pickle salad? Yeah, this is way too much onion. We need maybe a cup of onion, which is why in the recipe it says 1 medium onion, and I think I grabbed a large onion. That's okay. Let's get a bowl. Boop-a-doop. Oh, I know, fire season, Jane. It is such a pain. I'm not looking forward out here in Denver, because when California catches on fire, we get all the smoke. Not all the smoke, but we definitely get a lot of smog. We've got our own fires to deal with out here. Boulder went up in flames last year, and that was quite a tragedy. It sucks. It sucks, because whenever you're outside, like I'll be outside in the morning, and it just smells like someone's got a charcoal grill going. And you can't see the mountains anymore because it's just so hazy. That's like August, like July and August, we didn't see the mountains at all, just due to the haze and everything. You guys get a lot. Have you been anywhere near them though, Jane? I hope that you're in like a safer area. You're not threatened by the fires themselves. It's lettuce cabbage salad with a dill pickle dressing and feta cheese. Oh, interesting. That sounds good. I like that. Dill pickle dressing. Yeah, it was like the West Coast and the Midwest all caught fire at the same time. I know. Oh, yeah, it's gotten worse here in the last 5 years, like way worse. And then you got, of course, the reservoirs dropping and the Colorado River's drying up and everything. It's okay. You know, we're just, watching the fall of mankind. But hey, at least we'll eat some good food along the way. I live outside of the evacuation area in the city. The folks in the hills have to worry, though. Plus, they're prone to blackouts, too. Gosh. Yeah, I know. I feel for you guys out in California. It's getting tougher every year. Oh, man, these onions are really getting to me right now. Let's put these off to the side for the time being. Now, if you guys are cooking along with us at home, you're going to want to make sure that you have some pans already out and ready to go. I've got a medium saute pan right here. This is actually a sauteuse because of the squared off 90-degree angle size. Anyways, and then we have a big stock pot of water, which I've just been keeping on a low heat because it sucks to wait for pasta water. Like when you're rolling and you're trying to put your pasta down and you gotta wait for 5 minutes for it to come up to a boil. Solve that by just having it already on the heat, having it on low. Oh yeah. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we burn. Oh man, that's dark, but I like it. Welcome to everybody else here joining us on this Wednesday weeknight dinner. Guys, if you want to cook along with us here on the stream, the recipe guide is already up on ingrediology.org. Just hit !menu or !recipe down in chat, and that'll take you over to the guide on our website, okay? You can make it at a different time. You can make it today along with me. Whatever you like to do. Let's come back down here to the board. I've got 5 garlic cloves, which we are gonna be mincing up, all right? So let's take these skins off here by first just giving them a light pop. Oh man, Jane, you know what I really felt terrible about was having to cancel on G. Oh my gosh, we did work prior, and I was helping with some overlays and just trying to help her get all the technical side of things sorted out. How'd it go? How was Chef G's birthday? Shout out to Chef G. But I wasn't able to show up because I know, and she even put out the posters like, oh, Ingrediology is going to be co-hosting my birthday stream, yay! And then I had to call her earlier in the week before it all happened and say, hey, I got the COVID, and I'm not going to be close to viable for any of this. It went really well. We had a blast. You won? Congratulations, Jane. Good. I'm glad everything went smoothly. We were supposed to do some tech testing before the stream and everything, which of course I wasn't able to make it there for. But I was trying to offer my support and my help, and of course Rona got in the way. Hey, you canceled for a good reason. I would not have been anything resembling fun for that entire stream. I could barely keep my eyes open sitting here at home. I was just filling myself up with NyQuil and letting it rip. Okay, boom. So did you win by a little or a lot? What question put you over the top, Jane? Because I know there was a bunch of different categories and different chefs were submitting information. Man, we're getting that stutter again already. Son of a bitch. I wish that wasn't the case. I still can't figure out how to fix these cameras. I've switched everything around. Snake Eye thinks that it's my router, and that's an expensive fix. If I can't change things in settings, then it's gonna cost me like $400 or $500 to get a really high bandwidth router. And I haven't approved that through the bank, AKA Megiology. One of them was about balut, the duck eggs. Has anybody in chat ever had balut? It's pretty horrifying. Have you had balut before? Hi, boy, how are you? What are you doing? Dada's over here on camera. Let's see, there's a couple I basically guessed on. Hey, it's scoreboard, okay? Scoreboard, that's all that matters. No matter how you get there, you got the points. Hey, buddy boy. Hi, my sweet guy. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us here on the stream, welcome to Wednesday weeknight dinner. We are making Shrimp Fra Diavolo here on stream. This is a spicy shrimp dish in a fire-roasted tomato sauce. We're going to be serving this over spaghetti. It's fairly straightforward. But we're just getting to mincing up our garlic. Hell yeah. I'm too chicken or duck to try balut. Yeah. I've seen it. I've seen it plenty. I don't need to. Definitely don't need to. I just couldn't imagine like you're crunching through bones and stuff. No, thank you. All right, we're gonna get our garlic back here in our ramekin. We're just in the middle of our mise en place, everybody. And if you don't know what that means, it just means everything in its place. It's a French phrase. And it means everything you need to get cut up before actually going over and doing your cooking. All right? If you're intending to cook along with us, make sure you got your water on and you got your pot here ready to go, or your saute pan. Did you reduce the camera quality to 1080? I did, Snake Eye. I even reduced the bandwidth, the bandwidth itself to a low bandwidth mode to see if that helped improve everything, but it just turned the image ridiculously blocky. It looked terrible, and I'm like, why am I even using iPhones if I'm gonna be getting this quality of picture out of it? Now, I will have some different shots. I've already gone ahead and captured some shots that I needed to get before the stream, so those will be 4K, 60 and everything, but I'm just having problems with the stuttering going on here on stream, and I've not figured out a way to fix it yet. I've been looking at it, trust me, I've been trying to figure it out, But I thought I had it fixed for a minute, and then I turned on OBS again, and it went right back to stuttering. It seems to be like latency or something building up on the network, because it starts out fine. And then as we go through the stream, it becomes more jittery, like more frequent, I guess. Like maybe it happens once every 30 seconds after the first half hour. And then as we go along and we get towards like the 2-hour mark, it's happening like every 5 seconds. You know, so I don't know if it's the heat, the phones are heating up, if it's degrading quality of the connection to the router after a time, if it's the software itself. Now, century eggs, I'll eat those all day long with some good cauliflower congee. I've not had century eggs. I've heard it described as Satan's fart. It's just, it's so sulfurous. I mean, I watched Bubs eat them one day on stream. What makes you enjoy century eggs so much other than the gross out factor of everybody around you? Hey, CB Nuttree. CB, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you, buddy. Yeah, we're doing well, my man. We're hanging out. Like, I told everybody here, I apologize for being gone for about a month. I'm like the worst food content creator ever because we went back to see the Indianapolis 500 over Memorial Day, and then I got the Rona the day we got back, the day we landed. The day after we landed, I suppose. I started getting symptoms, and it was just bad. So I had COVID for like 10 days. But I hope you're doing good too, CB. Oh yeah, no, don't worry about it. We're all good. It ran through the family. Kevin and Kathy were asymptomatic. Baby Remy, the boy, got it for a little bit. He was not as severe as I was. I was hit the hardest out of anybody. So the trick to century eggs is the same trick to eating, say, a bowl of boiled okra. You never eat it by itself. You got to have it with something. That's fair. And there's plenty of ingredients like that. Okay. So the congee, I've never had congee, but that's like it's a rice kind of like a meal, an oatmeal. I get kind of like a porridge. That's the word I was looking for. It's like a rice porridge, but you're saying cauliflower, so you do it with cauliflower instead of rice, or is it congee with cauliflower mixed into it? Rice porridge, heard. Got moved from activities and driving to line cook at work, man. Plan my first diabetic menu for next month. Nice, congratulations. Now you're line cooking, you're back in the kitchen. That's awesome. I've been missing, you know, I don't want to go back to like a job per se in a kitchen. I really don't have that in the cards or anything, but I do miss it from time to time. You know, it's hard not to. I miss the energy and the excitement of being on the line and whatnot, but it is what it is. You can't have everything. Honestly, I'm finding it hard just to get here on the live streams on a weekly basis with everything, because I'm the primary care for Remy. So he is with me most of the day, and Kathy also takes part of the day as well. Thank God we got Kathy, or otherwise I wouldn't be getting anything done. Nothing. And he's with Grammy right now while I'm doing my live stream thing. But yeah, it's, you know what, I've just accepted that the next like 4 years, this is pretty much what it's gonna be like. I'm not gonna have a lot of time, especially to myself, until he basically goes to preschool, and I have a solid chunk of time during the day where it's like he's out of the house, I don't have to worry about him and whatnot, then I just have to accept that I'm the stay-at-home dad. And that's what I wanted. And that's what Meg and I planned around for years. This is not, you know, unexpected or an inconvenience, but it's, I do carry a certain amount of guilt after having like built up an ingrediology to the point that we were at like back last September, August time, and then having to basically take everything down by 90%. But, you know, I wouldn't change it for the world. I don't regret it at all. Made with roasted chicken, chicken broth, topped with century eggs. Okay, heard that. And then the century egg just adds that little punch there inside of it, I suppose. It's my first time professional kitchen that wasn't fast food. There's 2 of us, and we're good for 60 people daily, breakfast and lunch. That's a great shift. Do breakfast, lunch, get there, what, 5 a.m.? I mean, it's early as fuck, but you're able to get out by, what, 3? Probably done at 3, which is nice. And there's always time for you to plan a comeback. Exactly. And that's where, like, life is long, okay? And just because I'm not gonna be able to be like a 60-hour-a-week creator or business runner, entrepreneur or whatever, doesn't mean my life's over. It just means I'm in a different phase of it, all right? And I heard there was this thing online where it was like, you only have little kids for like 5 years, you know? And if you miss that, you don't get it back. And that's the most important thing, hands down. Everything else needs to come second to making sure this little boy's got everything he needs, right? BRB, I gotta get some more charcoal. Heard that, Snake Eye. Thanks for the heads up. That's a very realistic point of view. I admire it. Thanks, Jane Henry. I appreciate you. Serve breakfast at 9, lunch at 12, out by 2:30 to 3. That's great. And like, I was thinking snooze hours. Like the snooze people that I know have to get there at like 5 a.m., 4:30 in the morning sometimes to run the breakfast service. But they open it at 6, maybe 6:30. So yeah, but brekkie at 9. So you got 2 hours to set up, get your prep, get your meals all done, run the service, a little bit of a break around like what, 10, maybe 10:30? Until you go into lunch shift. Enough to reset, not even really a break, enough to reset, switch over the menu to lunchtime menu, and then get cleaned down in the afternoon. I worked a job like that for a little while out in Pittsburgh. I helped run a deli, and it was like, yeah, I get there by about 9 in the morning, and then set everything up for the lunch service, open at 10:30, and then I was done in the afternoon by about 3:30, depending on how busy we were and how fast we were able to clean up. But then, of course, I had 2 other jobs after that, so then I'd have a half hour from 3:30 to 4 to get over to my other job, which I walked to. And then after that job was over around 10 o'clock at night, then I worked security at a bar from 11 o'clock at night until 3 in the morning, you know. Yeah, the century eggs give it an extra flavor boost. It also breaks up the texture of the congee. Okay, yeah. About 10-minute break because we have to wash all the dishes and start prepping for the lunch. I love the hours. Yeah, and again, being home in the evening, being able to get there by 7, that's really nice. It's good. I'm happy for you, CB. Oh, all right, guys, what do you say? Is anybody drinking anything right now? I got my beer right here. You guys see me drinking off of. This is the Bear Lake Blueberry Wheat. I've had blueberry beers in the past, but it was, what was it? Crooked Stave was the name of the brewery. Stave. And it was a blueberry sour. I really liked that one. I need to see if they're still making that. Guys, if you're just joining us here on the stream, we are making Shrimp Fra Diavolo. It's a spicy shrimp in a fire-roasted tomato sauce. We're gonna be serving it over some spaghetti this afternoon and topping it, just garnishing it simply with a little bit of parsley, okay? If you wanna cook along with me, you wanna go back and make this menu item a little bit later, you can go check out our recipe guide over at ingrediology.org. Just hit !menu or !recipe in chat, and that'll return to you the link to take you over to that recipe guide. Let's give our knife a little rinse though. I already read that. Okay. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Now, talking about what we're going to be doing next here, we need to take the shrimp, which, again, if you're just joining us, we have our shrimp. This is a 2630 P indeed, but tail on shrimp that we've taken. We've added about a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of red pepper flake too, tossed it in that, and then allowed it to sit here for the past like 15 minutes. We're going to get some olive oil down in our saute pan, which we have sitting over on the stove. Wow, what is going on? Guys, give me just a second. I'm gonna see if I can't fix this real quick. Please don't break, please don't break, please don't break. Please don't break. Okay. Ooba-dooba-doo. Why is my frame rate 10 FPS? And I just shot up to 9,000 kilobytes per second. Sorry, everybody. Please hang out. Don't go anywhere. Okay, that's good. That seems to be working. For some reason, the restream is not very stable. All right, that's going smoothly. Twitch is just falling way behind and usually... Okay, all right, there we go. Good. I think we're back. All right, let's go back to the stove. Like I was saying, I've got this saute pan down here. We're gonna kick this onto a medium-high heat to bring it up to temperature. I'm also gonna be adding in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, which we're gonna be sauteing in. So I've got my olive oil right here. This is gonna go right here. All right, everybody, that should be looking better for you. At least it's looking better on the preview on my end. So sorry for that confusion. Now we're just gonna let our olive oil heat up in the pan, like I said, on a medium-high heat until this is nice and loose. And we're gonna take our shrimp to about 80% of being done. All right, does that make sense? We're not trying to cook this to 100%. We're trying to get this to 80 because then at that point, we're gonna pull our shrimp out of the heat off to a plate, even the same bowl that it came out of, because it doesn't matter if you get a little raw shrimp on there. The shrimp are gonna be returned to the sauce and cook out for another minute after having done that. But we're going to get these 80% done, pull them out, then we're gonna saute our onions and our garlic. After that's gotten all translucent, we're gonna add in our 1 cup of dry white wine. I'm using Sauvignon Blanc in this case, Blanc. We'll reduce our wine by 50% by just simmering it out for 5 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes. And then once that's dropped by half, then we'll add in our tomato paste. We've got a 1/4 cup of tomato paste. We've got 15 ounces of fire roasted tomatoes. And then we're going to add in our herbs, season with some salt and pepper, and then allow that to simmer for 10 more minutes. Now, before I start this shrimp, I'm gonna toss down our pasta. We've got 1 pound of pasta going into the water right here. So let's go over here. Doop-a-doop. Now you want to make sure that this is heavily salted. Boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna give it some salt. Salty like the sea, that's what we're looking for. Then let's get some olive oil right here. Sorry, I hope this movement isn't making anybody sick at home. Couple of glugs of olive oil to keep this from boiling over. And then we're gonna turn our heat back up to like a medium high and bring this to a boil, okay? Give it a stir just to help that salt dissolve. Ha! Sorry, got a little residual COVID hanging out here. It's like a really dry cough. I was lucky that I didn't actually get any real congestion or anything like concerning. My lungs didn't fill up with fluid like I was fearing, thankfully. But I just have this really dry, like non-productive cough and it sucks. We're 1 hour into the stream, everybody. Oh, guys, by the way, exclamation point menu. Take over the recipe. Oh, and if you'd like to help make the show possible, everybody, we do have a Ko-fi page. So exclamation point Ko-fi in chat will show you how you can help us buy groceries, support the stream, try and cover the costs that it takes to run all this that we do each month. I appreciate you in advance. And let's come back over here to 6. I've smoked my oil, everybody. So instead of just tossing this away, I'm just gonna give it a second. Take it off the heat. Let it cool down. It's not burned. Oil is not burned, but I don't want to put the shrimp in this crazy hot oil right now, so I just set that over there. Cool down the bottom of the pan a little bit by putting it on the stone by the quartz. Tanner, what's up? J.O. Denvo. Yo, I'm thinking you're saying yo. Yo, Denver, what's up, man? Hey, Tanner, we're doing good. It's great to see you here on the stream. Happy Wednesday to you. We're making Shrimp Fra Diavolo today, all right? But what have you been up to? You having a good start to your summer? I hope so. My husband made me test this morning because I've been coughing the last few days. Turns out it's allergies. Yeah, just stack that on top of all the other stuff. Well, I mean, I bet the smoke doesn't help that either. Are you sensitive to smoke, or is it like a pollen kind of thing? Nothing a little Zyrtec won't fix, right? There you go, Tanner. Go check out the menu over on ingrediology.org. Okie dokie. We've got our shrimp ready to go into here. 1 pound of 2630 P&D shrimp that we've taken, and we have, well, marinated in a little bit of salt. I'm going to get an LZ pan for our cooked shrimp, because we're only going to be taking this 80% of the way. Sorry I'm repeating myself so often, guys, but I just don't want anybody joining and then having no idea what's going on. Okay, good. That helped. Foxy, happy Wednesday, Foxy. It's good to see you, my dear. Shout out for Foxy Owlsy. Hope you're doing good. Pollen makes me cough. Smokes make my eyes red. That's funny, because smoke makes my eyes red, too. Diavolo sounds good. Oh, so you're familiar with our Diavolo, Tanner. That's awesome. Have you ever made this before at home? Foxy, I've already apologized to people as they're coming in and out of the stream, because I've been the worst food content creator and community manager in the history of anything, right? I just ghosted everybody for like a month. I had the Rona. We went to the Indianapolis 500. It's the start of summer. Remy's been taking up most of my time here during the day. I saw all your questions, which Kanara was lovely enough to help out there over on the Discord to answer your questions. And so I read through the thread like literally this morning. I saw everything. And so apologies that I wasn't available when you needed me most. But of course, Kanara, being the gym that she is, jumped right on it. Shout out to Kanara. Yes, hello, it's good to see you too. Sadly, I'm meal prepping 3 dishes a day to heat up for a couple of days since I'll be working late. That's good. Good prepping. It's okay. I know she was really nice and helpful to let me understand some stuff. Good. I'm glad she took care of you. Again, I'm sorry. I'm a dick. I know it. I'm a dick with a kid. And the Rona. Now, like I said, everybody, we're going to be taking these about 80% of the way. So if there's still a little bit of gray on here, that's totally fine. Because after we get our sauce all cooked up, we're going to be putting the shrimp back in to finish up for about a minute, minute and a half. So a little underdoneness is not a huge problem. Oh, Kanara's the best. I need to watch the episode of Food Beast where she was judging on live in person. I've seen so much stuff around social media from both her and Bubs in particular. What a lovely soul. I love Kanara so much. You know, she knitted a whole ass blanket for Remy that's in his room. Like, I mean, something that probably took her like 30 hours to finish. She knitted by hand, and it's now up in his bedroom. I love Kanara. I'll never be as good a person as she is. All right, shrimp are done. Everybody coming out here. We're gonna take these over to a bowl. Boop, 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 boop. Just set those off to the side. Now we're gonna return this back to the pan. My pan's looking rather dry, so I'm gonna give it just a little glug of olive oil to help along with our onions right here. You put any alcohol into the sauce? Wine or vodka or something? Yes, so Tanner, we do wine. After we've got our onions and our garlic sauteed, we're just looking for these to be translucent, okay? Maybe a Scotia color on the outside. Get back in there. You're not getting out of this, Mr. Onion. But a small diced medium onion's worth. I cut up a large onion, which is why you guys saw me put about 75% of the onion here into the pan. You really need about a cup in total. I probably got about a cup and a half, maybe a cup and 3/4. So we've given like a 30-second head start to our onions right here, and it's at this point that we're gonna put in our 5 minced garlic cloves, okay? So garlic cloves in, excuse me. I feel like I heard put some vodka in it. That's why I asked. Oh, interesting. I feel bad as well because I don't have the time to watch her, but yet I'm working on my main biggest goal, getting my driver's license. This will help, what? This will help me destroy a huge barrier, which is getting a social work job. That's awesome, Foxy. I love it. Congratulations. You got this. Trust me, a driving test is a lot easier to pass than a master's degree in social work, which is what my sister has. That is an admirable job. So good on you for defining your goals and going out and getting it. There's value in just that, in just defining your goals, you know. Well, we're cheering for you, Foxy. Let's give some love to Foxy here in chat, everybody. All right, my water's still not fucking boiling. Like, what the hell? Yes, you are correct on that. Anybody new here joining us today? Don't be shy. I'm a pretty affable guy. Try and be, you know. If you guys have any questions here throughout the class, so please feel free to ask. This is the time, everybody. This is when you have my uninterrupted attention, all right? I know I'm not great at social media. I'm not invested in the Instagrams and whatnot. You should follow, though. So if you got anything you want to pick a chef's brain about, now would be the time to do it. Eric, welcome to the stream. That's fantastic. Good. I'm glad this worked out. Today we're making Shrimp Fra Diavolo. If you'd like to take a look at the recipe guide that I put together for everybody over on our website, hit !recipe or !menu here in chat. The bot will spit that back out for you. If you want to take a look there, we got an equipment list, nutritional information, the recipes itself. But this dish is a spicy shrimp in a fire-roasted tomato sauce. So right now we've already cooked off our shrimp, and we've got that off to the side, and we're just bringing our onions and our garlic to a translucent state here. I'd say we've got about another 15 seconds left on this bad boy, at which point we're gonna deglaze our pan with a little bit of white wine. Hey, we're boiling on the water for our pasta. That's fantastic. Eric, where are you joining us from? If you're able to, if you're comfortable sharing that. I'm always looking for new recipes to try. This must smell amazing. I mean, garlic and onions always smell amazing. It's just, you can do so little and have everybody in the house's mouth salivating. Just with 2 ingredients right there, baby. All right, let's get some wine here in the pan. We've given it that 15 seconds. So we've got our 8 ounces of Sauv Blanc right here. But Sauv Blanc, Chardonnay, any kind of dry white wine is what you want to use here. Nothing sweet, okay? So this is gonna go into the pan. 8 ounces, 1 cup. Sunny Saco, Maine. I have never heard of Saco, Maine. So welcome from Maine. That's awesome. Are you a lifelong Mainer? Is that what they call Maine people up there? I'm not sure, but that's cool, man. Thanks for being here. Oh, is baby boy down? All right, I'll try and be quiet, Grammy. I'll do my best. Boy's sleeping, everybody. We gotta be quiet. We gotta be quiet. The baby's down. For you guys who aren't aware, Eric, I'm thinking of specifically, I've got an 8-month-old son, and it's been great, but it's important that he gets his naps. Born and raised Mainer. What kind of pasta are you using today? Tanner, thank you for the reminder. I need to show you guys what we got going on over here in the pasta department because we've already got our large stock pot of boiling water ready to go here. Let's just take you on a little trip. We've got our boiling water that has been liberally salted as well as topped with a little bit of olive oil. We're gonna take 1 pound of spaghetti and we're just gonna, there we go. Fantastic. So that's just gotta boil away. Now here on our wine, everybody, just give a look-see to this. We put in our 8 ounces of wine and we're maintaining this simmer on a medium heat right here because we want our wine to evaporate. All this evaporation, all the steam coming up here, this is, well, it's some of it's alcohol, some of it's water, but we're gonna reduce this by 50%. So 8 ounces goes in, we're gonna simmer it until it's got 4 ounces left right there. And so fun thing about alcohol evaporates at 175 degrees, whereas water evaporates at 212 degrees. All right, so if you are simmering and you got steam coming off, most of the alcohol is evaporated at that point. What is going on with this stream? Guys, everybody, I'm very sorry about the quality we got going on here today. I don't know what's going on with the restream. 10 frames per second, you're calling this excellent restream? Are you out of your mind? Jesus Cristo. What is happening? Okay. Sorry, everybody. Can I replace the onion to sweet onion for this recipe? I might have to change some of it since I don't like spicy or chunky tomatoes. I'm currently using my roommate's blender to blend some smooth sauces out. Yeah, and you could totally use a tomato sauce for this, Foxy. That's perfectly fine. All right, this is really bothering me. I don't know why it's choosing to do this today. Output, bitrate, boom, 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 max frames, CPR, keyframe. All right, now we're back. I apologize, everybody, for the technical difficulties we're having this afternoon. This is a real pain in the tuchus. Most of all for me, but I'm sure it's not an enjoyable watching experience for you guys on your end. I don't know why after 2 years things are starting to act up. All right, guys, you can see that we're already starting to reduce quite a bit. Cool, thank you. I will probably make it next week. Yeah, and Foxy, if you want a sweet onion, something like a shallot would work great. Stream is good now again. Thank you, Tanner. I appreciate you, buddy. How stupid. And see, this is the frustrating thing when I'm going back and I'm editing YouTube videos is sometimes the recording will get stuttery too. And I don't have a bad computer. I have a good PC for this. And I'm only using 20% of my CPU right now. So things should be buttery smooth. I don't know what the hell's going on. When I'm going back and I'm editing YouTube videos, sometimes I just don't have usable sections of the stream for like an important part of the video itself. Ay, ay, ay. Anyways, we don't need to focus in on that. Eric, what is Maine known for? What do you guys have up there that we don't serve down here in the other parts of the U.S.? Like what kind of meals is there? I've heard that fluffernutter sandwiches are extremely popular in Maine, but that's literally the only culinary thing that I know about Maine. I know it's embarrassing, and you can be mad at me, but I'm just asking. Guys, if you're just joining us here on the stream, hit exclamation point recipe or exclamation point menu in chat to go over to our recipe guide. We're making shrimp fra diavolo today. I will take your word up for shallots since I never prep or cook anything with shallots besides sweet onion or onion powder. So Foxy, I guess I'm not entirely clear what you mean by sweet onion, because I can't go to the grocery store and buy a sweet onion. Are you talking like a yellow onion? Maybe this is just a colloquial thing, a linguistic. Maybe in Ohio. You're in Ohio, aren't you? I mean, I'm from Ohio. I still haven't heard the term sweet onion. Is that like, what does a sweet onion look like? Let's see. I mean, lobster, right? Of course, lobster. Thing. PB and fluff is also a staple. Have you ever read the Expedition? What is it? Expeditionary Force series of books by Craig Allenson. It features a guy from Maine. I'm a big sci-fi fan. I love those books. They're one of my favorites. But he's from Maine, and he's obsessed with fluffernutter sandwiches. Which is, for those of you who are the uninitiated, it's marshmallow fluff and peanut butter. That's a fluffernutter sandwich. Hey Logan, I redeemed Would You Rather above in chat. Oh, I'm sorry. When you have a moment, I think it'd be a fun thought exercise. Absolutely. I'm sorry I missed that. Why can't I see that? Hey, Biggie Smalls. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Happy Wednesday, buddy. I imagine Maine probably shining with seafood. I think you're right, Tanner. All right, guys, back down here on 6. Can someone give me the Would You Rather? Or CB, would you just type it in again? I can't. Maybe I can go to mod view and see it. I don't see that. Okie dokie. So we've reduced our red wine by half over here, and once that's happened, everybody, so we put in 8 ounces of Sauv Blanc. We take that down to roughly 4 ounces. I'm just guesstimating.
Logan,
we're gonna put in our tomatoes. Now these are a diced, fire-roasted tomato. You can just buy these already in the can. And that's what I did today. And then we're also gonna be putting in a 1/4 cup, AKA 2 ounces of tomato paste. So go ahead and let's toss that in there. Then we need to get our oregano. We've got our oregano. And then we're gonna season this up with a little salt and pepper. Let's hit it with some S&P. To taste, I'm gonna give it like 2 3-finger pinches. That's what we're doing. Boom, and then a couple of grinds of the black pepper. Pepper! Sweet peppers. Now we're gonna get this stirred up. I'm gonna turn my heat down to like medium-low. On the low side of medium. We're gonna cover this back up so we don't get too much more evaporation taking place. Because I'm not trying to evaporate my sauce at this point. So just low heat, put a lid on that bad boy. Vidalia. Vidalia. Thank you, Funky, for answering that for us. Would you rather never use cutlery again? Let's come back up here. Boop-a-doop. Would you rather never use cutlery again or use cutlery for everything, including bananas? Bananas, pizza, tuna salad sandwiches. I guess I'd rather use cutlery for everything because there's some things that you need to have cutlery for. You know, eating a steak, eating pasta like we're gonna be doing here this afternoon. It's pretty important for me to have cutlery so I don't eat like, you know, a 1.5-year-old. It could be fun. I'm sure it'd be entertaining. There'd be a lot of explanation on Megan's part about what the hell is your husband doing. But I'm gonna do the cutlery for everything, even bananas. We're good, Biggie. The food scene in Maine is surprisingly diverse, especially over the past 10 years or so. What else? Red hot dogs or red snappers. Interesting. Whoopie pies. I have heard of Moxie soda. And fiddleheads. Like fiddlehead ferns. Because I have heard of fiddlehead ferns. First off, thanks for not spicing this recipe up too much for me. Second, I think it's hilarious that you thought I could be quiet for Remy sleeping. I know. I'm not quiet. I'm quiet generally. So sweet onions are much less pungent and yes, sweeter than yellow onions. They break down quickly and aren't very complex. I prefer sweet onions because it's not punching my tongue or in my face. Heard that. Okay, Foxy. Very nice. You can use a rock to cut a steak. Okay. All right. Here we go for the poll. We got the would you rather poll, guys. If you'd like to jump in on that would you rather, would you never use cutlery again or use cutlery for everything? Jesus, everything is just unstable right now. This is going terribly. Moxie is the worst. Yes, fiddlehead ferns, so good. And blueberries, yes. I do know that Maine is famous for blueberries. I'm actually having a blueberry beer today, Eric, if you haven't seen that before. Now we're just gonna allow our sauce to simmer out for about 10 minutes, guys. Concentrating those flavors, allowing it to thicken up a little bit, take out the harshness and the acidity of the tomato paste, kind of mellow it, all right? So we're not getting punched in the tongue or the face by tomatoes. I know, CB, I don't know what is going on. This is, it must be going, it's gotta be, it's got to be Restream. I use this service to like split my stream up, and it's saying over here, right now it's saying that I'm going out at 9,300 kilobytes per second in bit rate. I have it set to 4750 in OBS, so I don't know how it's getting that, number one. And then it keeps dropping my FPS down to 10 frames per second instead of 30 FPS. So this is Restream fucking up. This is not OBS fucking up, which is pretty embarrassing because I pay for Restream and I don't pay for OBS. You extra roasted tomatoes before? Cool. So I have roasted tomatoes in the past. In this case, Tanner, when I'm talking about the roasted tomatoes, you can buy them in a can. Like a fire roasted tomato, these already came pre-diced. I'm keeping it simple for everybody. You can totally like cut up some Roma tomatoes and toss them in a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, maybe a little balsamic vinegar to give us some sugar, well, more sugar in there because tomatoes are already quite sugary, and then roast them yourself at home. It's an added step that I don't think anybody would be a fan of me throwing into this recipe. There's a reason Restream isn't used much. I haven't had a problem for months up to this point. I want to make sure your OBS is updated, the internet is modern router. Yeah. Yep. Just saying. Heard that, Snake Eye. It's fun to roast your own veggies. I've done it with tomatillos, tomatoes, peppers, etc. Hell yeah. Do you think it could be related to the internet in your area? I don't know. Maybe. We have gigabit internet. You know, like it's very fast. I don't have a problem with the internet, usually. Is this a new stream? What's up, Colonel? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you, my friend. Who's this guy? I know, I'm the worst food content creator ever. I basically ghosted everybody for a month, but I went to the Indianapolis 500, and then right after we got back from the 500, I got COVID, and I've had COVID for like 10 days, or 10 days after that, or whenever. So this is our first stream back, so welcome everybody. We're making Shrimp Fra Diavolo this afternoon. If you'd like to check out the menu, the recipe packet, the guide, whatever, over at ingrediology.org, hit exclamation point recipe or exclamation point menu. If you'd like to help out in supporting our efforts, help buy groceries, help purchase this shitty Restream service that I'm doing, you can go hit exclamation point Ko-fi in chat, and that goes to help support our stream. So I appreciate you in advance. Thank you. K Sarah, what's up, Sarah? It's great to see ya. Well, I just told you we're making Shrimp Fra Diavolo, so go check that out over on the stream. I know, I have been MIA for a minute, but being a dad and taking vacation, and then also being a food content creator just isn't meshing right now very well for me. Shitty Restream service, yeah. I mean, it's being shitty today. Honestly, I would have given it a 10 out of 10 up until today. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go in and take a look at my settings. How I've got everything splitting up right now. They seem to have updated the encoding profile here. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I haven't had a problem before today. Nah, don't trick us. You're pretty good in cooking. I'm all right. I've done some cooking. So guys, like I said, we are letting our tomato sauce We're getting that over here on the stove. This is just on a low heat, maintaining a simmer on the stove for us. And once this is mellowed out a little bit, see, now I'm back to like excellent stream quality. Then we're gonna toss our shrimp back in there. I guess in the meantime, I can be plucking a little bit of parsley for us to garnish with. We don't want to be left here without a garnish. So down here on the board, let's get a little bit of parsley plucked. But Colonel, how's it going for you, my friend? Are you having a good start to your summer? $20 a month? I wish it was $20 a month, CB. It's technically $50 a month, but I have a code that I use that I found online that gave it to me for $36 a month for the professional service. So I pay $36 a month for it to take and split my stream between Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Been cleaning, Go Cry in the Walk-In's new classroom. She's back to teaching again? That's fantastic. Honestly, my favorite Twitch name of all time is Go Cry in the Walk-In. Because I understand that sentiment. I'd be lying to you if I told you I hadn't cried in a walk-in. We're just gonna pluck these leaves whole, everybody. I love the look of like whole parsley sitting on top of a beautiful pasta dish. Now, there's no cheese in this recipe. You can add some cheese if you'd like, a little Parmesan or some Pecorino, whatever you'd like to do. But there is not technically any cheese in the recipe that I have published online. Yeah, Tanner, the pasta is still cooking, my friend. Yes, she is permanent. It's about the size of a mid-sized hotel kitchen. She's no longer the sub. Hey, full-time, baby. That's awesome. Congratulations. I've thought about going to a cooking school around here in Denver and trying to convince them to let me tape inside of their facilities. Like, I like my kitchen and everything. Like, it's fine. It's okay. Does what I need it to do. But I'd like something a little cleaner looking, maybe a little bit more professional looking. And my thought is, like, maybe I could go to them and be like, hey, if you guys allow me to tape here, then I will edit the videos down and you can use the copies of my video and put it up on your own YouTube channel or use it for promotional purposes or whatever. Like, I give you the content that I'm making myself. I own the rights to it, but I'm doing it in your facility. And maybe I mention you as a sponsor or something in the video. I don't know. But that way I get a better looking set, access to more professional pieces of equipment and whatnot. Maybe even film some of their own chefs doing their thing and offer that up. Ha. All right, I'm gonna set up my camera because I think our spaghetti is gonna be getting done here shortly. I'm gonna set up the camera here so we can get a good shot of the pasta draining. Spaghetti here only needs 6 minutes or something. That's why I asked. Heard that, Tanner. And I appreciate you looking out and keeping an eye on me. But up here at altitude, it takes at least 10 minutes to make any kind of pasta here, just because the air pressure. This pasta doesn't need some cheese, at least in my humble rookie opinion. I appreciate you, Tanner. Consider looking at some of the community colleges that have culinary programs. They oftentimes are really excited to do things like that. That's actually a really good idea, K-Sarah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. All right. Let's take a look here at the pasta. Let's take a look at this. Do I have some tongs hanging out? So guys, we all know we're just gonna throw this at the wall. No. Oh, that's done. No, it's not. We're gonna give it another like a minute and a half. It's well seasoned though, it's quite salty. I gotta go, but bon appetit. It's gonna be awesome like always here. Bye. Tanner, have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll see you here next time on the channel. I appreciate you hanging out. Been on for about an hour and a half. That means it's 4:30? 4:16. Okay. All right. Cool. We don't have a lot left here to do this afternoon, everybody. Oh, we should get a plate out that we're going to plate this on. What do I want to do? Let's do this. How's that look? You can't really see it. How's that? All right, that's got a good profile right there. You know, I'm gonna take and I'm gonna get all this out of the way. We'll move this over to the side in a ramekin. I just gotta clear the area in which I'm gonna be doing our money shot. Doing the plating. You gotta make sure everything looks good. So off comes the board. All right, now I think it's time that we drained our pasta, everybody. Let's go back over here to the sink. Now this is when you add olive oil, everybody. The oil that I added to the water earlier is not to keep your pasta from sticking together. It's to keep your pot from boiling over. And then after you drain your pasta, give it another little dousing of some EVOO. EVOO. Just toss that together. Get this back in the pot. Ba-doom. And then let's head back over to the sink. To the stove. Now, since we've got our pasta all drained in oil, we are now EVOO, says Snake Eye. We need to take and add our shrimp back into our sauce. So this has had time to thicken up nicely. Looks beautiful. Back in go our shrimp, and we're gonna allow this to cook out for about another minute. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us here on stream, we are making Shrimp Fra Diavolo over spaghetti. It is a pasta dish featuring spicy shrimp, a fire-roasted tomato sauce. I love it. This is a really easy to make dish. Now, I talk a lot during these streams, but you can get this done in 25 minutes if you set your mind to it. 25, 30 minutes you can do. I put a lot of fluff in here. There's a lot of crowd work going on during these live streams. So this can go back in. We're gonna give it just another minute there on low heat. Because remember, we only cooked our shrimp to like 80% there in the pan. Ooh. Let's get some pasta down here on the plate. That's where we're going. just get your tongs in here, and just like you're getting yourself a nice big bite of pasta, twist that bad boy up, okay? Because this will help make more height on the plate.
Don't panic.
Yes, sir.
You always want height. Eat with your eyes first. And people like food that just stands right up. There we go. Gorgeous, gorgeous, darling. Give me some more shrimpies in there. Shit. Been leaning it too far forward. Let's bring that all back together. Let's see if we can't get a nice shot. That nice looking spaghetti. Yum, looks delicious. Thanks, Que Sera. Let's get a fork on this bad boy. Everybody, if you're just joining us here on the channel and you'd like to replicate this dish that we've made this afternoon for you, hit exclamation point recipe or exclamation point menu in chat. Man, shaky hands. See if I can get a couple of frames where I'm not shaking like a leaf. That's what I'm talking about. Like, hold this arm. Too much caffeine today, guys. But again, if you're just joining us here, we're making Shrimp Fra Diavolo. Effing delicious. Thank you, Eric. I'm so glad you're able to catch the stream today. I appreciate you following here this afternoon. Also, if you're looking for more abbreviated versions of the stuff that I do, you can go over to our YouTube channel. I take all these live streams and I edit them down into like 5 minutes. So I take like 2.5 hours and I slam it into 5 to 6 minutes. We got short ribs coming out later this week, but we just did carbonara up on the channel. So, you know, if you miss a live stream or you just don't have the patience to put up and sit around and listen to me anymore, then that's the place to go. That goes for everybody. Hey, M. Luck! I'm pretty late to the party, but that looks awesome. Thank you, Luck. Can we get a shout out for M. Luck here on the stream? Another streamer here in the food and drink category. I hope you're doing well. The food you've been putting in the Discord looks absolutely incredible, Luck. What's new with you? You having a good start to your summer so far? Shrimp Fra Diavolo. Yeah. Send it. It is very good. I'm very happy with the way this turned out, everybody. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So, everybody, what do we got coming up here in the next few weeks. Just keeping on, have a trip lined up, but not for a while. Where are you going, Luck? If you feel like sharing that with us. I'm just getting back from a trip. I mean, got back from a trip like 2 weeks ago, but then I had the Rona for like 10 days after that. So that wasn't fun. I've been sick as a dog. So I ended up missing like a whole month of being around here with you guys. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we got to say hi to each other. So a couple, I might be going to Hawaii. Ooh, Hawaii. Ooh, Hawaii has 2 eyes, by the way. They're gonna get on you. I'm not being a grammar Nazi. I'm just saying they're gonna get on you if you ain't spelling Hawaii right over there. Or maybe there is a Hawaii, and and you like go to the wrong place. I was going to Hawaii, but I ended up going to this place called Hawaii. I'm sorry. So we talked a little bit earlier on, guys, about like how I've been missing streams and how difficult my schedule's been. I'm basically a stay-at-home dad. For those of you who are new around here, I've got an 8-month-old son, and I'm primary care along with Grammy as well, because Megan's out there making the big bucks. Somebody's got to pay for all this house and all the food that I make here on stream. It ain't me. So I'm toying with this idea of just kind of scaling back the live streams here and focusing in more on the YouTube channel itself. The reason is YouTube is just more easy to schedule myself around. I can shoot it anytime I want. I don't have to go live at a certain time. I don't have to do this whole bunch of setup. And I mean, I love interacting with you guys, but it's also just adds complexity on top of the process. And if I'm just trying to shoot and edit these videos, it takes longer for me to take down a live stream than it does for me to just get the footage that I need and keep on moving. And so being a dad and being somebody who is responsible for him the entire time, I don't know when. This is not changing next week. We're going to be live with you here next week, next Wednesday, 3 p.m. Mountain. I'm trying to figure out how this works best for both the family and the boy, but then also continues to run Ingrediology, to put out more recipes for you guys, to put out more edited YouTube videos and whatnot. And so I'll be talking with people here over the coming weeks. Right now, I'm toying with the idea of just taking the live streams back here over the summer in like July, August, and whatnot, doing like maybe 2, and then making it more of a subscriber perk, and then having the YouTube videos up and everything for free. And that will be like my main form of content that I put out, where we treat the live streams as more as like a treat. Hey, get to interact with Logan, get to catch up with them, get to cook alongside if you'd like to. That way we can schedule more in advance and make it more of a perk than actually what Ingrediology is about. I don't have any other definitive news besides that. I honestly haven't really talked with the mods about this either or gotten their feedback. This is just me being alone by myself day after day, trying to figure out what works for my schedule. I mean, COVID didn't help with that in getting a consistent thing out there. Consistency is key in this game, right? Anyways, I just want to keep you guys abreast of the situation and make sure you knew my thoughts. And for those of you who support me here monetarily on Ko-fi, I want to do something special for you. I want to get us together and have a cooking stream where it's only subscribers, because honestly, it's not acceptable in my mind that I just ghosted for a month. I didn't have much choice in the matter, unfortunately, but know that it's something I'm considering. I'm not flippant to those of you who help to make this possible, who take your hard-earned money, especially in this economy, and contribute it to helping me buy groceries and do all this stuff that I do here online. And I appreciate you so much. I love you guys, and I don't want you to think that I take it lightly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So cheers to you. If you'd like to help support the stream, you can hit exclamation with Ko-fi and see what's up there. But we're gonna be changing around the structure a little bit and seeing what works best for our schedule. Blaming it on the English, not my first language. That's fair. Don't worry about that. I'm sure everyone gets it. Where have you been for so long? See, and then Flowerson comes in. So Flowerson, I went on a trip back to Indiana to see family for like 8 days. And then the moment we landed back here in Denver, probably got it in the airport, I had Corona. So I had to isolate, and then I was sick as a dog for like 5 days, and then still recovering for another 5 days after that. So it's been a struggle to continue editing, continue live streaming, keeping the website up to date and everything. I need to revamp the website. There's a bunch of things to do. I'm not trying to put my troubles and my stressors on you guys at all. Again, I love coming here and hanging out with you. But we'll be back with you here next Wednesday on Ingrediology, making another delicious dinner for you. We'll have the recipe guide up for you. If you'd also like to make this at home, don't forget, you can hit !menu, !recipe. Follow us on our social channels. Honestly, the most important thing you can do right now, guys, is go over to YouTube. !YouTube in chat. Hit the subscribe button so you can see our videos when they're coming out. I'm trying to get to the monetization point on YouTube, and that requires 1,000 followers and 4,000 hours watched, and I think I'm at 94 hours watched and 88 subscribers. So we got a long road to hoe right now, but we're gonna get there. That's my goal. Thank you, Snake Eye, for dropping those in. Wait. Hasn't it been months since you last streamed? It's been about a month. It's been about a month, Flowerson. We were streaming in May. But it's good to see you. Here's one last shot, everybody, of our Shrimp Fra Diavolo. Hell yeah. All right. It was a pleasure meeting all the new people who came out here on stream today. We will be here with you next week, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Mountain Time. That is still standing. We're not making any changes to the schedule just yet. I will make an announcement on the Discord. If you'd like to interact with all these lovely people that you've met here in chat as well, then you can hit !Discord and join our community over there on that platform, send messages and whatnot. Post the pictures of the food that you're making at home, especially if it's something that we've featured here on stream or have a recipe guide up for.